Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the third video in my SIRE guitar mini-series. In the first two videos, we looked at the brand new budget line from SIRE, the S3 and the T3 being the Strat style and Tele style guitars. They've also added a couple guitars to their 7 series, and we've got one of them in the gig bag here. Let's open it up and see what it is. All right, here we go. Let's open it up and see what's inside. All right, you guys, here it is. This is, as you can see, hopefully, the 7 series, which is kind of like their main guitar series. It is the H7. But as you may notice, I mean, the H7 is just gorgeous, but you may notice this one has P90s. Now the H7 is SIRE's semi-hollow design. It's got the hollow wings on either side with a center block that runs the length of the body. Now up to this point, it was only available with humbuckers, and now they've just released the version with P90s, and it definitely gives off much more of that early 50s vibe. Very, very cool. So yeah, let's run some specs really quick and then we'll plug it in and take a listen. So here's some quick specs on the SIRE H7. I'll link to it down in the video description below. You can get all the specs down there. Okay, here is the SIRE headstock. Really, really nice. Some basic tuning machines on the back. Tilt back is via a scarf joint, as you can see right there. Neck is mahogany. We've got a bone nut right here, which is an awesome feature. We've got an ebony fingerboard on the front, so we got a mahogany neck, ebony fingerboard with the small pearloid inlays. The body on the front is flame maple, and I've got to say it's a really nice flame top. We've got 2 P90s with the dog ears, which again just gives it that early 50s vibe, which is really, really beautiful. Stop tailpiece, 2 pneumatic bridge, F-holes look really nice. That's one of the spots I always look on a hollow body, is the binding around the F-holes, and here it's very, very clean and looks really good. Now beyond that, we've got a 3-way switch, 2 volumes, 2 tones, full-size pots. That's really nice, and we've got some really beautiful binding around the entire instrument, which definitely gives it, you know, a very upscale look. So really nice. Even the backside has some really nice maple grain, if that'll show up on camera. And it's double bound, so you get binding on both sides. So yeah, a very, very beautiful looking instrument, but we want to know how it sounds. Let's check it out. Yeah, I really like this neck pickup. It's bright when you dig in. When you use the tone control, it warms up quite a bit. Let's try both pickups together. I really like that middle position. If you need some strumming, man, it's chimey, it's bright. The neck pickup, really good as well. Nice and warm, especially if you use some of that tone control. But yeah, that middle position, if you need some strumming or whatever, the P90s together, yeah, really give a nice bright sound. Let's go to the bridge and just see how sizzly this is here. Yeah, real bright and sizzly. So yeah, some really nice articulate tones out of these P90s. I've never played a SIRE P90 before. This is the first one, and really impressed. Let's see how it handles a little dirt. The action is so low on this guitar, it's actually really hard to play slide without getting a ton of buzz, but hey, we're playing P90s, gotta give it some of that. Let's try that bridge. Lots of bite. Now when it comes to playing high gain on a P90 pickup, well, of course you're going to get a lot of noise, such as this. But it doesn't mean you can't do it. Let's have some fun, crank up the gain, and yeah, see what that bridge P90 sounds like with a ton of gain. All right, so now let's zoom in and take a few closer shots of the H7. Like all my reviews, let's start up with the nut. As I mentioned, this is a bone nut and it is cut really nicely. And especially the height. You know, sometimes manufacturers will make that nut extra high because they're like, oh, we want to avoid fret buzz or whatever. But here, it's so low that, you know, you play your cowboy chords, your C, your G, your A minor, your E minor, that kind of stuff. Perfectly in tune, and that's due to a nut that's cut well. If it's too high, even those chords down there, they're all going to go out of tune and you're not going to know why, and you're going to have to lower the nut slots and take it to a tech or do it yourself. But here, very nice right from the factory, so I like that. The fret ends, like all SIRE guitars, really nicely shaped. So no sharp fret ends, and I love the profile they put on those ends. Lots of effort to do that, but man, when you play on them, it feels really good. So that's awesome, and they've taken off the harsh edges of the binding too. So normally on a bound guitar, it's just square and there's a sharp edge there. And if you play, you know, like this and you never mute or hang your thumb over, you might not notice, but here, all of them in between the frets have just been slightly rounded just to give a very smooth feel. Now, as I mentioned before, one of the first things I look at when evaluating a semi-hollow guitar is the F-holes, just how clean they are. If there's, you know, color spray that's, you know, gone in over the binding or anything like that. And here, very, very clean. So that's really great. And in terms of like the post and stop tailpiece, there's no leaning. Everything is, you know, perfectly upright. All the geometry looks really, really good. And yeah, beyond that, you know, the neck joint, the transition from the mahogany to the maple, if the camera will grab that, just a straight line. You know, the binding, nice, clean, clear cutoff there. I'll just kind of rotate it for you guys here to look at the underside. So yeah, really impressed with, you know, the binding overall in terms of the cleanness of it, how it terminates in these joints and stuff like that. Those are just the small details that kind of give you an overall picture of what this guitar is like. So when it comes to the small details on the H7, well, everything looks really, really nice. Even the finish around the neck joints, you know, no glooping on either side of the neck, which does plague some manufacturers, even ones like Gibson, but nice clean lines here on either side. That can be a problem area. Not that it affects the guitar at all, but it does give an indication of, you know, how closely the guitars in terms of quality control are made. So yeah, really beautiful guitar. Sounds great, looks, in my opinion, spectacular. If I didn't mention it already, 8.3 pounds. So anywhere between 8 and 8.5 for a guitar made of maple with a body this big, you're doing pretty well. So not super light. It's got a little bit of heft to it, but I think at 8.3 pounds, just right. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my evaluation of the SIRE H7 P90. If you're looking for, yeah, a semi-hollow guitar, definitely check one of these out. And if you're looking for P90s, not much cooler than this. So there you guys go. Hope you enjoyed the demo. Take care.